This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com with a daily wrestling news update for you. SmackDown for its USA Network debut Friday did a 0.55. Rampage Friday night did a 0.07. Thunder Rosa is dealing with a concussion and will be joining the AEW missing in action list. Raw tonight from Billy Jack Haynes' home in Portland, Oregon, had 9,600 tickets distributed. Armando Estrada, who I had completely forgotten about, but was the former manager of Umaga, was also in ECW, WWE's version for a while, has signed a 5 years legend deal. And Kevin Nash is continuing his online feud with Logan Paul, which I guess is good. It's getting people talking about Kevin Nash. He said he's not one of the boys because he doesn't do house shows at first. Well, there is no more house shows. There's only going to be 200 total shows next year between all of the brands. And his latest is saying he's not a top 5 guy. Well, he's not a top 5 guy in wrestling. I'll agree with that. The top 5, my list of the top 5 wrestlers are The Rock, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and CM Punk. Those are the top 5 most popular wrestlers that could still potentially wrestle. Brock Lesnar is still under WWE contract. The Rock is still under. He's on the board of directors. Those are by far the top 5. So I will agree with him. Logan Paul is not in the top 5 biggest draws as a wrestler right now. And he also said he was better at his job than Logan Paul. Yes, Kevin Nash was better at wrestling than Logan Paul, but as an interviewer, Logan Paul just interviewed Donald Trump, for crying out loud. He's a great interviewer. And as far as a YouTuber, Logan Paul is one of the best YouTubers. You got to give him that. He's extremely famous. He's got his own drink out. The success of Logan Paul is huge, and the benefit of Logan Paul in WWE is more to WWE than Logan Paul. Logan Paul could make money doing celebrity boxing matches like his brother or other stuff, but having WWE wrestlers on Logan Paul's show and getting people that watch his show that, quite frankly, he was never having wrestlers on before because he didn't know anything about wrestling before. He did get into it for the money, and now he likes it. I'm not saying I haven't even watched one of Logan Paul's. Oh, actually, I have. I watched his WrestleMania match from last year. So I'm not saying necessarily I'm the biggest fan of him as a wrestler. I just see the benefit, and I do see that he's talented. And since so many people are undeserving in wrestling these days because contracts are thrown around like nothing, I wouldn't hate on Logan Paul, but obviously that's the biggest news of the day in wrestling. Kevin Nash saying Logan Paul isn't a top 5 guy. And he's not. The top 5 legitimately in all of wrestling are the ones I just listed. And if you want to say, well, Brock Lesnar hasn't wrestled at all this year, I would replace Brock Lesnar with Cody Rhodes. But the fact is, Brock is still under contract. And if you ask people on the street who Cody Rhodes is and who Lesnar is, the amount of people that would know Lesnar over Cody Rhodes is huge. And definitely Randy Orton, by having that NXT in St. Louis at the major arena canceled and moved to the arena where they expect about 2,300. That shows that Randy Orton in 2024, although he's very talented and one of their top guys, he's certainly not a top draw anymore. CM Punk is a good draw. But again, he's not selling out the All-State Arena. Their NXT is going there very soon, and there's only about 6,000 tickets out right now, and that's the All-State Arena in Chicago. But I would still put CM Punk above Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul in wrestling, because CM Punk could sell more tickets than Cody Rhodes, and CM Punk is better known. And I actually have more respect for CM Punk over the years, and I don't mind him. I actually think I would get along with him. But I'm just saying I would put Lesnar, Cena, The Rock, and Roman Reigns above Punk as a draw. And The Rock is just untouchable. Pro Wrestling Illustrated didn't even put The Rock or Roman Reigns in the top 500. The Rock electrified wrestling when he came back at WrestleMania. So many people who haven't asked me about wrestling in years asked me about wrestling. And he was drawing so much at the shows, they stopped having the big stage and they went to the small entranceways so they could fit more people at the back. And he was selling out places. He really ignited the wrestling business. So as far as I'm concerned, The Rock, whether he's full-time or not, is untouchable as the top wrestler of 2024. And I'm excited about him coming back, because wrestling to me right now, both products to me are freaking boring. I was just talking with someone else about that today. Like, AEW is at like an all-time low in interest or doing anything even remotely interesting. And WWE is stale to me right now. So I hope that when they go back on Netflix, it gets more interesting. Dave said he watched WrestleMania. It's been boring since it. And ratings and of attendance have gone down since WrestleMania as well. So yeah, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, you were already very uncredible and hardly relevant, but to actually not put The Rock or Roman Reigns at all in your list this year is just makes you totally uncredible. Because I'm sorry. Let's ask people on the street how many people know The Rock. Ask 100 people, like, honestly. Is any of them not ever good? You'd have to be living underground to not know who The Rock is. Cody Rhodes wrestling fans know, but he hasn't transcended wrestling, and his charisma level and coolness factor is nowhere near The Rock.